Alrighty, we're gonna move fairly quickly with this uh, video. So this is like how to clean up after a failed Cloud Builder deployment. We can see that it went through most of this, and because this is my lab environment, I don't have enough RAM I didn't have enough RAM on the physical box. So it capped out its RAM trying to deploy the NSX managers. It did manage to deploy them, but then it capped out trying to like configure them and everything. So this is what ended up happening. It ended up crashing the main box. So in this video, we're going to show how to just do a cleanup. So here we have our main box, and then these are our nested ESXi hosts. Some of them are still coming up, but ESXi 1 is already up. So we're going to go ahead and go to ESXi 1. And then so once you're in here, we can see it says it's not connected to any vCenter. That's because the vCenter is offline. When it crashed, obviously all of the ESXi hosts crashed as well. Like all of these went down. So that's why the uptime is 0 days. I just turned them back on. So what we have in here is we're going to have a VM we're going to need to delete under manage. Here we have this service account to remove. So again, when you first log in, you're at this screen. You click manage to remove this service account. That gets created during the bring up. And then here we're going to have this virtual machine that we're going to also delete. And then the next thing we have is we have the data store, which this says vSAN data store. And then we also see in devices, each of these are partitioned with vSAN. So we'll have these bad boys right here. And what we can see is if we try to like do anything in here. So if we go to data stores, we click on this, and we can see that delete is not an option. So what we're going to do is we are going to SSH to the host, which in my case it's going to be root at and then the IP address. And then if I type SSH right, and then the password, and then I have this handy dandy notepad right here. So what we have here is some commands that we run. So to start off, if we do ESXi -help -help, if we do ESXi -help, we can see like options that we have. And in our case, we're going to be using the ESXi vSAN. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to remove the vSAN, remove the ESXi host from the vSAN cluster, and then also remove the partitions. So how we do that, as you can see on our notepad right here, we have ESXi vSAN cluster list, and then here we can see specifically what we're looking for is this. So we want the master UUID, so I'm just going to go Control-C that, go up here, and then the next command. So we did step 2 was find the master UUID and copy it. Step 3 is to remove the ESXi host from the vSAN cluster. So to do that, we do the vSAN cluster leave -u. Then we just paste in our UUID and we hit enter. Now this can take a few minutes. Refresh network system. And then now if we up arrow twice, we can list again, and we can see it is not enabled on this host. So now if we go back over here, we can see that the vSAN data store is gone. However, these devices are still partitioned. See, they're still partitioned. So to remove the partition, you would think, oh, okay, just, clear partition table. However, that will fail. If we do that, it'll fail. So what we want to do is we want to come up back over here. Let's get our notepad back up. Now we move on to step 4, which instead of cluster we do storage. So ESXi, ESXCLI, vSAN storage, and then we do list. And then here we can see that the vSAN disk group UUID, we can see they're the same because there's only one disk group. So we're going to copy that. So vSAN disk group UUID, we copy that number. We go back up and do ESXCLI vSAN storage remove -u. Obviously U is for the UUID, and then we go ahead and hit enter. Now this took a while for me the first time I did it. So just to let you know, if it's just sitting here not doing anything, or it's just sitting here at this screen, you're just going to have to wait.